Hello, everybody. Spencer Duby here in the studio. It is time for Music Monday, and as I've been mentioning, we have Molly Ferdinand with us. Very excited. She has a fairly new song out, Talkin Cheap, and there's an Amherstburg connection that we'll get to in just a little bit. We'll let her explain it. If you watch the music video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Molly, welcome back. Good to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Welcome back. How have things been since the last time you were here?
It has been a wild year, and it's been nonstop. It's been great. It's been trying. It's been a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything?
It's been definitely a very, it's been a year of growth for sure.
Great.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Planted a lot of seeds that we're hoping that this year they're all going to start to burst through the ground and start to kind of show some fruits of the labors.
Growth is always a good thing.
Growth is always good.
2025 been off to a good start for you?
Really has been. Yep. And I think more than anything, I have, taken full advantage of the New Year's resolutions and used it as an opportunity to really try to create some good habits in myself and really dig even deeper and dig my heels in more, work a little bit harder, do some things that I know I haven't been maybe doing the best of. And already it's like night and day. So whether it's just me putting it out there and really making some big efforts, or just, it's finally my time to kind of, things to pay off, one way or another, it's off to a good start.
Awesome. Well, here's hoping it does.
Yeah.
Talkin Cheap. Gotta ask you. It's a serious song if you listen to the words, but you made it a fun song.
Yeah.
The way it's all orchestrated. I gotta ask, how did you come up with the inspiration for that song?
Well, I think the inspiration comes from a long time of having these seemingly extreme incidences that seem to kind of follow me around. But more than anything, I don't know. I guess whenever I'm songwriting, I'm always trying to shift the perspective or put some kind of deeper meaning into things. And I think at this day and age, we should be able to look at the people in the comment section or look at people in our lives who are creating problems and say, why are they doing that? And the only reason that they would do something like that is because they perceive you to be above them in some way or to have something that they don't. So if you look at it from a sort of more enlightened perspective, you kind of have to acknowledge that there's a privilege in there, for one. And for two, you have to acknowledge that it's about them. It has nothing to do with me. And if I were to kind of cave under the attacks, I guess we'll say, I would be nowhere right now. So I have to always kind of remind myself, and I want other girls to feel empowered in that way as well, to look at people who are, causing problems in your life or acting jealous or starting rumors and making up lies that it's just them. That's just what they do. It doesn't matter whether it's true or it's not true or there's any relevance at all. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, that's what that person does, and that's who that person is, and that I'm not in the room to say who I am or anything. So it's my way of tastefully backing away and just letting people expose themselves for who they are.
Fair to say it's about powering through negativity in your life when it's some people in your life causing negativity. Yeah.
And I can get a little bit poor me sometimes and be like, I feel like I'm under the attack a lot, but it's not just me. There's lots of other people who deal with people who act this way. And it's just not nice, but you gotta be able to laugh about it and carry on and just, smile your way through it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I asked you this the last time you were here, but how long did this song take? Was it a work in progress for months, years, or was this written in a week?
Well, I gotta really think about that one. This one was just very, very casual. I think I wrote it in maybe start to finish about a week or two. Mm-hmm. It was a pretty quick one, this one.
But it's events over like years maybe, kind of all compiled into one?
At the particular time that I really dug in and wrote it, there was one particular incident. There was one particular source of aggravation in my life that was kind of at the forefront. And it was almost like I wanted a way of like putting it out there, of saying something, because I don't believe in caving and retaliating. But as a musician, maybe this is a way that I can kind of do that without doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, it was pretty quick.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about the recording process? How did that go? Was that all smooth? How long did that take?
Well, shout out Luke Michaud at Highland Studios. Everything that we have done together so far has been pretty quick. Like, Luke is a magician when he's in the studio. He can pick up any instrument, lay any track that you need him to lay, and probably within a 3-hour span of sitting in the studio with him, and that includes me laying my guitar and vocal tracks, we almost have a finished product by the time we're done. Mm-hmm. So like it's pretty quick. But then this song got released actually in January of last year, and I don't know why, it's kind of just taken us this long, but me and Shane and Ricky at High Multimedia, shout out guys, I've just been working through all the singles that I have coming out or already had released, and then we just finally got to this one now, I guess, and yeah, got it done a couple of weeks ago, and their turnaround time is pretty quick too. Everybody was asking at the fort when we finished up, like, how quick are we going to have it? I said, this guy is fast. I said, so probably I think it was a week to the day. He had a finished product, and we posted it on YouTube, yeah.
1 week to compile, like just edit everything.
Yep.
And wow.
Yeah.
So those of you who don't know, first of all, check out Talkin Cheap on YouTube, Molly Ferdinand, because you'll see a local favorite, The Fort. That's where she filmed the music video. How was that there? It's a great place, eh?
Yeah, it was. It was so much fun. They were so welcoming, hospitable. But to be honest, I just felt so humbled that people just show up and want to be a part of something like this, like it's almost like this little thing that you created takes on its own life, and you watch it, and it's just, I'm just so like, my heart is so full, like people wanting to, jump into the mix and be part of it, and, sharing it. The feedback that I've gotten from it is amazing. So yeah, start to finish. But I woke up that day that we were filming, and I just knew it was going to be good. I knew it was. Knew I was going to have a good time doing it, if nothing else, and that is exactly what happened. So, yeah.
Well, it looks like it was a really fun time. I mean, I see some familiar faces in there. You walk around there. You're playing arcade games there. It's like music videos from like the 80s and whatnot. I love it. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many days did that take, or was that just one day?
That was one day.
Wow. So they are fast.
Yeah. But you know what? A lot of that is the preparation that they put into these things. So credit to Shane and Ricky. They go out long before we're ever shooting. They're scoping out exactly what they want to do when they come into that space. So literally when I show up, I'm like a prop. Like, they tell me where to stand and what to do, and I do it. And I honestly just feel like I'm stepping into their world, and even though it's my song, it's kind of fun in that way too. But a lot of the seamlessness and how quickly we can get things done is the preparation that they've taken the time to do. So
very nice.
Credit them.
Well, I think it's time to probably play this song. You think that's a good idea?
Yeah,
yes. Over the airwaves here at CKBG, Molly Ferdinand. It's a fairly new song, like she said, January of last year, Talkin Cheap, but the music video is brand new. So make sure you check it out on YouTube, get those views up. Also check it out wherever music's available, Spotify, Apple Music, everything helps. Here is Molly Ferdinand with Talkin Cheap on the Berg.
Well, lately it seems we've got a problem. I heard you've been talking about me. telling all your lies, cracking jokes and rolling eyes, but your attention is still squarely fixed on me. I could clap back and make you look silly. Use fire to fight fire and watch it burn. I could tell the whole world that you're that kind of girl, but you always do a better job. And it don't say a damn thing about me. It's you who can't be happy. From where I'm sitting, you're in no position to be pointing fingers and talking cheap. I'm flattered that you think so much about me, that you go so far out your way to try and tear me down. You can't steal this crown, but the attempt alone says everything. But it don't say a damn thing about me. It's you who can't be happy. From where I'm sitting, you're in no position to be pointing fingers and talking cheap. You gotta be some kind of fool, think she ain't talking about you the moment that you ain't in the room. And all those details that she's spitting might be true, but I'm still winning, 'cause it's to me she's blabbing about. And it don't say a damn thing about me. It's you who can't be happy. From where I'm sitting, you're in no position to be pointing fingers and talking cheap. Be pointing fingers and talking cheap.
Yes, there is Talkin Cheap. Molly Ferdinand on the Berg. So for those of you who might not know, a pretty wild backstory. Molly was on her way to Nashville and she ended up here in this area. And she finally got to go to Nashville quite recently. And Molly, I'll let you take it away from here telling this story.
It's a wild story that just keeps getting wilder and wilder, eh? So if you didn't catch the full story of how I came to Windsor, it was in Windsor Live magazine. We were talking about that one the last time I was here. May's edition, if you want the full story. But I finally made it to Nashville. It had some magic moments. And it was a very cool experience. It was very much work for me, so it wasn't really fun. I was already very apprehensive about the border because they had given me such a hard time before. And I'm like little old innocent me. I'm never doing anything wrong on purpose. Like, I can't stand being in trouble. So I was very nervous. And anyway, customs ended up making me miss my first flight out of Nashville. I was already barely making it happen financially. So the $600 it cost to get on the next flight really put me out. And then when I got there, my bank, for some unknown reason, then they ended up compensating me when I got back. They locked me out of my bank account the entire 2 weeks that I was in Nashville. So I was floating myself on the $400 Canadian in cash that I had, which, you know, when you do the conversion, is like 250 or something. So it was a very, very trying trip being there by myself without resources and, you know, nobody being able to explain to me why this was happening at all. And so it was tough, but I went there with no intentions of playing anywhere on purpose, again, because I didn't want anybody to think I was going down there to work or anything. And I ended up on a whim going and playing at the Alan Jackson's Bar, Hank William Jr.'s, Second Fiddle, Tootsie's, and oh my gosh, The Stage. the stage. And I could have played on more. I was invited to play on more once the word got out and the other musicians heard, and they just kept inviting me wherever they were playing. And I just couldn't keep up because the Strip is just exhausting to go down there and just hang out. It's a lot. It's very overstimulating. It's just, great music, but it's just noise, people, lights. It never stops. So it's like 2 days I'd go hang out on the Strip and meet some people and do some cool things. And then I'd take a day off. Luckily, where I was staying had a nice pool. So I'd just have an R&R day here and there. But I met some cool people. I checked out where Dolly Parton is from. Up in the Smoky Mountains, and I went to the Ryman, which I cried the entire time I walked around there. It was such a moving experience. I think anybody has to just go in there and walk around to feel the presence of that building. It's just incredible. I went to the Grand Ole Opry as well and did the backstage tour of that, which was awesome as well.
Maybe you'll be playing there one day.
Well, I said it when I was there. I told the staff, I was like, I'm going to play here one day. And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. Do you know how many times we hear that in a day? I'm sure. People just trying to, I'm like, I'm going to, though. Whether I make it happen or, it's just meant for me one way or another, I'm going to get there.
You very well could. I mean, word was going around. Your talent was on display. You were wanted. People wanted you to play with them. Word was traveling that you're a great musician. How was that?
That was amazing. And I think I walked away from Nashville with a lot more confidence than I had when I went at first. And that speaks volumes, I think, in and of itself, because it's a very intimidating place. It's very easy to walk away from a place like that and say, maybe, but no, I was like, no, I can really do this. It really made me want to dig even deeper and work even harder and figure it out. And, all along through this music journey, it has just been me making all of this happen. The music videos, the songs, the promoting, the marketing, everything, the bookings, for the most part, that's just me. So, I can't wait to see what I would actually be able to do with a little bit of resources. Which hopefully, maybe, kind of sounds like it might be in the works. So stay tuned. There might be some big things happening.
Something might be getting put together.
Yes.
So that's
we'll
all.
Just keep that one under our hats for now. But
exactly.
Stay tuned, folks.
Exactly. Really quick, last question about Nashville. I got to ask. You're more confident, which was great. You grew your confidence. Do you think you got better as a musician as well? Did you learn anything? Do you think your voice grew? Do you think your guitar playing grew as well down there?
That's a great question. Definitely not my guitar skills. I wasn't allowed to bring my guitar, and I didn't really play my guitar much. But do you know what? I found out there's a performer in me that has never had the opportunity to come out. And when I stepped on those stages, I saw a completely different side of myself. And it was like almost reassuring to me, because a lot of the times where I play, it's just, it's just where I play. It's where I'm, the settings and whatnot. They don't really allow for you to, bust out and just, be you or have a great time. You're carrying your voice with your guitar, you're keeping time, you're doing all these things, right? So you don't get to perform and come alive. So down there, it was just like, and I loved it. And, even just watching videos back of myself, I'm like, who is that girl? So I would say my stage presence and my performance and that sort of thing I've become a lot more aware, and I would say that would be the biggest thing.
Very nice. Yeah. Well, as we wrap up here, it sounds like Nashville was literally a life-changing experience for you. For sure. Maybe there's another life-changing experience on the way, but we will be following you along. We look forward to following along your journey along with everybody else that comes here in the studio. Thank you so much for coming in again.
Thanks, Spencer.
Playing Talkin Cheap over the airwaves, talking about it, and talking about the music video. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure we'll see you soon again.
Okay, thank you.
Molly Ferdinand, everybody. Check out Talkin Cheap, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever music's available.
Thanks, everyone.
Yes.